Hello and welcome back, audience. My name is MassiveBrad and welcome back to my FIFA 20 Liverpool career mode. Now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say a huge big thank you for love and support on the channel. And as always, guys, at the start of these episodes, we're quickly going to look at what 3 games lie ahead in today's episode. So we've got Southampton away from home, which we will be playing. Arsenal at home, which we will be playing, and then Burnley away from home, which we will be simulating. All 3 games in the Premier League, and then we will be finishing off the August transfer window, the summer transfer window, and we will certainly be making some signings. Now, to start today's episode off, we're going to talk about the straw polls that you guys have been voting on for the last 3 episodes. I will put them on screen for you guys right now. So as I click my fingers, the first one should be on screen. And that is, do we keep the FIFA 20 Liverpool career mode realistic? A massive 23 votes. So thank you to every single one of you that did vote. We've got a massive 82.61% voting yes, which was 19 votes out of the 23 voted yes. Keep the Liverpool career mode realistic. So I can confirm, guys, for season 1 and 2 of the FIFA 20 Liverpool career mode, we will be keeping it realistic. The other 4 people, of course, voted no. As we move over to the second straw poll, we've got, what positions do you feel need improving or having a little bit of extra support? We had a total of 48 votes, which is an absolute madness. So many people voting, so thank you so much to everyone that did vote. But we've got a clear winner of left back with 12 votes, which of course we've already brought in a left back in Philip Max in the second episode, I do believe. Second place was left wing with 11 votes. Third place was central midfield on 8 votes. Fourth position was right back with 5 votes. Then joint fifth, we've got striker and centre back. And then down the bottom, we've got CDM, right wing, and goalkeeper. So we can kind of counteract and disregard left back because we've already brought a left back in. So we're looking for a left wing because you guys voted, 11 people voted for a left winger. And then 8 votes for a central midfield, which really opens up this last straw poll, which you'll see on screen now, which is who should be our next signing. If you had someone else in mind, you were meant to leave a comment down below on one of the videos. You guys have kindly voted another 20 votes on this straw poll. The clear winner at the moment, as I'm recording, which you guys will see on screen now, is Bruno Fernandes, a central attacking midfielder that can also play centre mid with 6 votes. Second place was David Neres from Ajax on 5 votes. Third place was Maddison from Leicester on 4 votes. Then down in fourth, we've got joint Ennis Bardi and Havertz on 2 votes. And then fifth position was the Wolves man Neres. Now, Doherty, Pereira, Fekir, Werner, Williams and Martinez had no votes, which, to be fair, I didn't expect a striker to get a vote, to be honest, because I told you guys that I want to be using Bobby Firmino and certainly Divock Origi, as well as the youngster Ryan Brewster as the 3 strikers. So I'm kind of glad that a striker didn't win. But what's good about this straw poll is the main 3 positions you wanted me to sign on the last straw poll was left back, left wing and centre mid. Well, the winning player is Bruno Fernandes, who's a central midfielder, and the second position player that won Neres is a left wing player. Now, we've already brought in Philip Max at left back, so we ticked off left back. We got Bruno Fernandes to potentially come in at central midfield, and then Neres to come in at left wing. So I can confirm the 2 players that we will be trying to buy in today's episode is going to be Bruno Fernandes from Sporting CP and David Neres from Ajax. Now, if Bruno Fernandes unfortunately falls through, we'll move down the list to the next central midfielder, which is Maddison. We'll try and bring Maddison in. If that fell through, then we move on to Bardi, Havertz and Neves. You guys get the idea. If we don't get the player that won the vote, we move down the list. As for left wing, we don't actually have another left winger after David Neres. So what I'll in fact do, if we don't get David Neres, I will be just putting the faith in Ryan Kent to play out on that left wing position, which, to be fair, he did score against Norwich and he did look very tasty. He was great at making runs, seemed very, very quick and great with keeping the ball. So very excited to see how he gets on. But I'd rather play him in FA Cup games and Carabao Cup games and rotate Mane and Neres in the big games like in the Champions League and Premier League. But if we have to go with Ryan Kent, we have to go with Ryan Kent. I'm happy to build and use the team that we've been given if we don't manage to bring any new signings in. But that does confirm, guys, we will be going after Bruno Fernandes and David Neres in today's episode. Now, what I've decided is we're going to play the game against Southampton. We're going to play the game against Arsenal. Then we're going to do all the transfers. Then we're going to simulate the game against Burnley, because I think Burnley is on the last day. Yeah, it's on the transfer deadline day. So I'm going to play Southampton, play Arsenal, and then in the last week of August, we're going to do all our transfers. Now, of course, if another team comes in for Bruno Fernandes or David Neres or Maddison, we, of course, will look at going in for them so we don't miss out on the player. We do have a whopping £107 million to spend in the transfer budget and a £235,000 week wage budget. So plenty of money there to bring in Neres and Bruno Fernandes. And I think I've pretty much said everything I need to say. The last thing I actually need to say is I mentioned in the last episode this little black thing here. This pop filter right here. I said to you guys, the new filter will be coming. We can get it out the way soon. Well, I can confirm we can just get rid of it like that, because the new pop filter's here. You guys won't be able to see it now. As a look on camera, you can't see it. It's nice and small, nice and compact on the microphone. So we've moved that out the way. So now you just have my face for you guys to look at and not a little bit of a black edging of a pop filter. But we have had to change up the team a little bit for the game against Southampton, guys. I'll show you that in just a moment's time. The reason that we're changing it up so much is unfortunately because of the last game that we played against Chelsea. Now, obviously, you guys know if you watched the last episode, we did unfortunately lose in the UEFA Super Cup to Chelsea. Because it was only a few days ago, it means not all the players are back fully fit. You can still see that Mane, Bobby, Gini, Fabinho, Van Dijk and Alisson are not back fully fit, but I'm going to start them, and then whoever's looking a little bit worse for wear, looking a little bit fatigued in the second half, will certainly take off the players that have got a lot less energy than the other players. You can see a few new faces in the team. We're starting Philip Max for his Liverpool debut since coming in to Liverpool. We've got Hoover out at the right back position, standing in for Trent. Lovren joining up with Van Dijk in the centre back position. We have the Ox in the midfield and Shaqiri out on the right wing. The other players will certainly get rotated as much as I possibly can, guys. You know the starting 11 that I want to start. Unfortunately, it wasn't fully fit. I didn't want to risk playing a full team that wasn't fully fit. So this is the lineup that we are going with. We've gone with Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino at striker, Shaqiri out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum linking up with the Ox in the central midfield role, Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Max, Van Dijk, Lovren and Hoover at the back with Alisson between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Southampton. We're travelling away to the St Mary's Stadium. We've already done on FIFA 19 a Southampton career mode, and I certainly know they've got plenty of talent, plenty of quick players, and there's a few players in there that we're certainly going to have to be careful for, especially when it comes to defending. That's something that I am struggling with on FIFA 20 at the moment. Hopefully over time I will get better. But let's get into this game and hopefully start off today's episode with a win. Come on, lads, we need to bounce back here. A very horrible defeat to pretty much N'Golo Kante. He absolutely ruined us in the UEFA Super Cup game. Absolutely ruined us. But we did start off the Premier League very well indeed. Beating Norwich 4-0. We beat them in real life 4-1. We managed to score the 4 goals, but keep a clean sheet unlike the real team in real life could do. Up against Southampton, I'm confident. I'm thinking that we should be able to beat them here. We've got a great team, and I'm looking forward to getting into this game as Obafemi kicks us off in this first half period. Here's Obafemi. Van Dijk going to take that off him. Nicely done. Let's play that through now to Bobby Firmino, who's running at these Southampton defenders. Bobby Firmino still going, still managed to come away with a ball. This is a great run from Bobby Firmino. Going to cut this back. Wait for Fabinho in the middle. Little dink in. It's gone to Shaqiri on the edge of the box. It's over the bar. Close. Great run there from Bobby Firmino. That I must say. Shaqiri on the volley. Couldn't keep it down. It was rising every day of the week. Go back to Gini. Straight through now to Sadio Mane. Beautiful run here from Mane. Little dink in. Looking for Bobby Firmino. Gini's there to follow. Whoa! It's 1-0. Very, very difficult goal there. I do believe it's probably Angus Gunn between the sticks. He should do a lot better from there, that is for sure. I wasn't sure myself whether that goal was going in. But a great ball in from Sadio Mane. It's headed away from Yoshida. Gini's there to head it. And Angus Gunn should do a lot better from there. I do believe it's Angus Gunn between the sticks. Let's have a little look, see if we can see his name. I don't think I'm going to... It's not Angus Gunn. It's Fraser Forrester. Fraser Forrester, I do believe. Probably should have put Angus Gunn between the sticks. He probably would have saved that one. Lovren coming across. Philip Max was all over that one. And luckily enough for us, we do make the interception. And we are going to be going at half-time at the St Mary's Stadium with a 1-0 lead. We've certainly been the better team. We haven't been clinical in front of goal, but we have been the better team. We have had more of the ball, or at least it feels that way. And I'm quite happy with how the team are playing right now. Gini and the Ox are probably causing us a few problems. I don't feel like they're gelling nicely together. I don't feel like they're getting the ball through to the front three how I'd like it. But I'm happy to jump back into the second half with Bobby Firmino kicking us off. Let's get it underway. If we do what we did in the first half and keep a little bit more possession, I have no doubt we will find some more goals. Shaqiri into Bobby, who's going to come away with that ball. Here's Bobby Firmino. Referee! Thank you very much. Now, who's a decent free kick taker that we've got on the pitch? Who normally takes the free kicks? Trent. Well, Trent's not on the pitch. Is Philip Max going to be any good? Free kicks are pretty difficult. Shaqiri's on the pitch, who is very, very good at free kicks. So I may well look at banging this one with Shaqiri. I'm going to certainly look for that top right corner. We're going to go with that much power. We're going to look for a bit of bend. Shaqiri! Oh, just fired a goal. Wasn't bad from Xherdan Shaqiri. Shaqiri waiting for the overlap there of Hoover. Hoover now moving forward. Let's cut this back with Hoover. Got Divock at the near post. Ball in. Divock Origi got a head on it. But Fraser Forster was there to catch that one. Little dink on the inside. Here's the Ox. Divock Origi. Back to the Ox. Back to Divock. Laying it off now to Naby Keita's going to get round his man. Naby Keita scores a goal. Naby Keita opens his Premier League account with a sublime goal. Naby Keita, our number 8. Beautiful goal there. Beautiful, beautiful goal. Took it round the Southampton defender and buried it in the bottom left corner. Beautiful bit of work football there. Divock Origi, little back heel, little flick on the assist. Naby Keita pulls the defender and the keeper over to one side and drags it across the face of goal to that far bottom left corner. Beautiful goal from Naby Keita and his first Premier League goal for Liverpool. Nicely done. Keep that pressure on. Go on the inside. Beautiful. Naby Keita, Fabinho, Divock. Laying it off now to the Ox, who's trying to get his foot to it. It's not going to happen. Got to be careful. Southampton don't get us on the counter now. Oh, ball in behind for Armstrong. It's offside, but it could have been 2-1. I literally was just saying I'll leave it in. I was saying we cannot afford for Southampton to get us. Milovic going off for El Yunusi. Mohamed El Yunusi, fabulous player under ourselves in FIFA 19. Hopefully he's not going to do any damage to us. But I was saying that Southampton were looking at getting us on the counter. They've done just that. We've got to be careful. Divock going to hold this ball up. Divock gives the ball away to Armstrong. Stuart Armstrong having a solid game in the midfield for Southampton. But the referee's blown for full time. We've beaten the Saints away from home 2-0. Great result. Great result that was. We certainly had to dig deep, to be honest. We went 1-0 up. And they started to really stay compact in the midfield. We struggled to break them down. Southampton having 2 shots, 2 on target. We had 6 shots, 3 on target. Gini Wijnaldum picking up man of the match with an 8.2 rating. And we also now have a post-match interview. Now, I'm pretty sure you don't get a post-match interview for every single game. Maybe it's because it was our first game away from home. I didn't think we had an interview for every single Premier League game or every game, more of a fact. If we do start having a post-match interview after every single game, I will just start advancing. But for now, we will certainly answer the questions of the media.
Just got a couple of questions for you.
Yep, fire away. We're ready for these. When compared to Southampton, Liverpool is considered the far stronger side. And with 2 goals scored, it's clear why. Was a win ever in doubt? You know what? You never know. It's games like that, going back 2-3 years ago, Liverpool would draw or lose. Southampton are a difficult team. I'm not going to be big-headed and say it was dead easy. Quite a resounding victory today with a 2-0 score. How pleased are you with your team's performance? Very, very pleased. Apart from the midfield, we can do even better. Yeah, time to focus on our next match. We could have won by more. Yeah, we can do even better. I feel like the team played okay. Gini didn't quite settle in. The Ox in the second half. Once I swapped it up and brought Naby Keita on, the Ox was absolutely outstanding. Hood was one of the best players of your opposition today. How difficult was it to find a way past it? Well, he was difficult. I have to say Hood, if that's how you pronounce the name, was very difficult. But I felt Stuart Armstrong had an absolutely unbelievable game. But how difficult was it to find a way past Southampton's defence? They were pretty solid at the back. We just played our game. It wasn't easy. We can learn from it. Yeah, it wasn't easy. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna blag it. It was difficult. I have to give credit to Southampton. They played very well. We only beat them by 2-0. You're very welcome for the questions. Happy to answer them anytime. Right now, I just want to quickly mention, guys, I asked you in the last episode to let me know what you thought of the audio, whether it's crisp and clear. is the face cam in synchronization with how I'm actually talking. So as I say 1, 2, 3, does it look like my lips are saying 1, 2, 3 in time with how I actually say it? Because sometimes what you can get with face cam is the audio is a little behind the actual footage itself. So as I say 1, a millisecond later, it might look like I actually say 1, and it doesn't always look like it's in synchronization. Unfortunately, this is something that I have to play around with, but Niall did leave a comment. Obviously, you guys know at the start of every episode now, if there's comments that I think need to be addressed in the video, I'll address them. But apart from one comment coming in from Niall, there wasn't really anything I needed to address, so I just decided I'll throw it in now. Niall said that the audio is crisp and clear. The face cam looks like it's in synchronization and looks nice and crisp and clear, as you can see my face. And also the gameplay is looking pretty solid and HD. So thank you so much, Niall, for leaving that comment for me. Guys, I appreciate it. Every single episode you can leave feedback if there's ever a time where the face cam looks a bit iffy or glitches, the audio doesn't sound quite right, the game itself glitches. Let me know, because then I can look at these things, report it back to whether it's the people that have made the camera for face cam, whether it's the microphone, or whether it's my recording device. I need to constantly stay on top of it, because I want to be producing the best quality content that I possibly can for you guys. So if anything does happen, please let me know down below in the comment section. But up next, we've got Arsenal. Now, we started off pretty well against Southampton. 2-0 victory is not bad. But if we're to play the same like we just did against Southampton against Arsenal, I think we're seriously going to struggle, because Arsenal, although it might not be as solid at the back, and I certainly would say Southampton's got a better defence than Arsenal, going forwards, the likes of Lacazette, Nicolas Pepe, Aubameyang, we don't defend great at the moment, and that's just because I'm getting used to the whole new defending situation, the whole new defending platform. It's certainly different to FIFA 19. I'm still getting used to it. The problem is when you've got those three players in Lacazette, Aubameyang and Pepe coming at you, you really can't afford to be making mistakes. Philip Max had his first debut for Liverpool against Southampton. If I'm honest, I felt like he felt a little bit lost. I forgot half the time that he was on the pitch. Same with Hoover. Now, whether that's because they didn't really break down the wings too much, and that's why those players didn't really have big roles, but I felt like Hoover and Philip Max for the Liverpool debuts in the Premier League, yeah, wasn't a great performance, but hopefully we'll see much more better things from them later into this year. But up next, we got Arsenal. I'm excited for this game. It's a game early on against one of the top 6 teams. It's at Anfield, so we've got the home fans behind us. I'm excited to play them. And you guys know that we are going with the usual starting 11. We're going with Sadio Mane out on the left wing, Bobby Firmino at striker, Salah out on the right wing, Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Henderson in the central midfield role. A little deeper, we've got Fabinho in the central defensive midfield, and then Robertson and Van Dijk and Matip and Trent at the back with Alisson between the sticks. Let's get into this game against Anfield. It's our second game at home. We beat Norwich 4-0. Can we get a similar sort of result against Arsenal? I'm hopeful. The Gunners are about to get gummed at Anfield. I'm excited for this game. Is Henderson not wearing the captain's armband again? Is it Van Dijk? I don't understand why Van Dijk keeps getting defaulting. I'll have to have a little look after this game as to why. I mean, he still may well have the captain's armband. He wasn't wearing it then when he was warming up. I normally sit just up there in the new stand. Who is wearing Liverpool's captain's armband? Who's coming out here? It's Van Dijk. Don't understand why Van Dijk is wearing the captain's armband. I will certainly make sure I keep changing this, guys, because it cannot continue. I want Henderson to be wearing the captain's armband. Van Dijk keeps getting defaulted for some reason. Whether it's because I keep dropping Henderson because he wasn't fully fit, I'm not sure. But as soon as he comes back into the team, realistically, he should be getting the captain's armband back. But let's go ahead and get this face-off kicked off with Bobby Firmino. Let's get it underway. Into Bobby. Going to go back now to Salah if we want to get him in behind. There goes Mo Salah. Mo Salah potentially going to do Nacho Monreal here. Play it in now to Bobby Firmino. We've got Henderson. Oh, big save for Martinez. Why is Martinez in goal and not Bird Leno? So Salah going to play this into Bobby now. He's going to take a touch. Try and get round his man. Danton. Bobby Firmino. Cleared off the line. Bobby to follow up on a volley. It's not going to happen. Are we going to get it? No, it's going to be cleared away here. Martinelli. Nicely done there. And the referee is going to say, enough is enough. It's half-time at Anfield. It's 0-0. I did say if we played the way we did against Southampton, against Arsenal, we would potentially struggle. We are struggling a little bit. We've had probably 2 clear-cut chances, which... Oh, there you go. 2 shots, 2 on target. They are 1 shot, 1 on target. Yeah, we just haven't had enough shots. In fact, we probably have. Having 2 shots on target, we probably should have scored one there. We unfortunately haven't. We will now get into the second half of Arsenal kicking us off with the Frenchman Lacazette. Arsenal certainly not playing their usual strong starting 11. So their starting 11 certainly glitched. Unfortunately, this is something that we'll have to put up with until the FIFA 20 career mode patch comes out. There's one coming out on Friday, but I can confirm there's only one change being made for career mode. Fabinho heads it out. Oh, it's just not good enough. Lads, we need to defend a lot better here. Let's go, Robbo. Bellerin in behind. That's a bad ball in. Oh, it's 1-0 Arsenal. I'm not even sure who that player is. Wakali or Nawalakali or something like that.
As we can see, right place at the right time. Striker's instinct.
Nawakali scoring his first goal for Arsenal. Who even is he? Who even is he? He shouldn't even be playing. But we are 1-0 down to Arsenal. Here's Mo. Inside now to Gini, who's going to lose the ball. Goes to Fabinho. No options here. Fabinho through to Gini. He's going to roll his man like he's done. Gini going to square it into Mane. It's 1-1. Sublime bit of football there from Liverpool. And Mane, with the diabolical celebration, I do believe scores his second goal in the Premier League. I do believe he scored our first goal in the Premier League against Norwich. And Gini with a beautiful ball across the face of goal into Sadio Mane. And it is Sadio Mane's second goal in the Premier League. And I think in the 77th minute, Owners scoring that goal, we will now look at making some changes. Gini definitely having to come off for the Ox. Henderson having to come off for Naby Keita. Fabinho, we're unfortunately going to leave on. I think the last move is going to be... See, we've got a week now. Do I feel like Bobby's going to score? I feel like Salah's going to score. Let's take Salah off for Xherdan Shaqiri. That means a lot of players are going to took off there. Fabinho could do with coming off. Trent could do with coming off. Although I've got nobody to play on the bench in Trent's position. So regardless, they're the three subs. The Ox, Naby Keita and Shaqiri. I'm bringing players on in the midfield and forwards because I don't just want to give up on this game. I honestly believe with 13 minutes to go, we can find a second and put this game to bed and hopefully back those 3 important points against Arsenal. Bobby going to try and slide that in now behind for Sadio Mane if he wants to get on the end of it. Mane playing it in now. Naby Keita! Oh, how have we not scored from that? Probably only going to be one attack left in the tank. Let's keep going here. Take the ball, Bobby. We're not even going to get another attack. We're unfortunately going to suffer a draw against Arsenal and only manage a 1-1 game. A little bit disappointing there. It was a difficult one. It was a difficult one. We're lucky that Gini and Mane got into a position to give us that goal. Stat-wise, I'm wondering were we the better team. I honestly want to look. So we had 4 shots, 4 on target. Arsenal had 4 shots, 2 on target. With those stats, we probably do deserve to get the win. And if that's a question in the next post-match interview, I'll certainly say I think we deserve the win. More importantly, I want to look at our team. The Ox only getting a 5.8 rating. That is shocking. Really had a bad game there. Gini picking up man of the match again with an 8.3. Well played. But as we move over to Arsenal's team, look at that team. So we've got Martinez in goal, which should really be Bird Leno. At the back, we've got Monreal, who unfortunately isn't at Arsenal anymore, but regardless, if he was, he would be playing there. Rob Holding and Medley would not be the 2 centre-backs. I'm pretty sure Mustafi would be in there and David Luiz. Hector Bellerin at right back is fair enough. Then we've got Nicolas Pepe, Blaise Matuidi, Torreira and Martinelli. Apart from Martinelli, I would agree, yeah, Torreira, Blaise Matuidi and Pepe should probably be in there. You'd also like to see... Who would I like to see on the left? They got rid of Iwobi. Got rid of Mkhitaryan. Who would they play out on the left? Aubameyang. Of course, Aubameyang plays out on the left. Then we've got Wakanali, Noah Nakanali, however you pronounce his name, centre forward. And then ahead of him, we've got the Frenchman Lacazette. That is not a strong starting 11 that Arsenal put out. Regardless of that, though, they did manage to hold us to a 1-1 draw. I would say there's probably 3 players in there, maybe 4 players, 5 players. Probably the 2 centre-backs, the keeper, the central attacking midfield, the centre-forward, Noalaki, and Martinelli. I don't think should personally be in that Arsenal team, but this is unfortunately a glitch that we do have on FIFA 20 right now in career mode. This is not a glitch that's getting fixed. It's actually, I'll put it on screen for you guys. The one thing that's getting changed in career mode is something to do with the Serie A or the Serie B. That's how disappointing EA are. We've reported so many problems. I've seen plenty of videos for hashtag fix career mode. So many of the EA game changers have put videos out there. MGH, Yanni Sports, FNG, Chesnoy Gaming, just to name a few. And unfortunately, they're not even listening to them. So the rest of us have no hope whatsoever. And with the first patch and only one feature coming for career mode, it's very disappointing from EA. But up next, we got the post-match interview after unfortunately drawing to Arsenal 1-1.
Just a couple of questions for you.
Fire away. You're probably going to be a bit harsh there. At half time, did you expect to get a draw from this game? Yeah, I did. I'm concerned with how we played. I expected at least a draw. I expect a win, actually. No, I expected at least a draw. I thought 1-0 down, we'd certainly... in fact, we weren't even 1-0 down at half time. It was 0-0, wasn't it? We saw two evenly matched teams go head-to-head in the match. By looking at the scoreboard, it seemed quite uneven. Two evenly matched teams and no clear winner. Yeah, we should have won, in my opinion. We should have won. We've had 2 more shots on target. If from 2 shots on target they can score 1, from 4 shots on target we should really win. Bellerin was one of the best players on the opposition today. I wouldn't say Bellerin was. I'd say Nowalaki was a great player. Concentrate on what we can do better. He's a really good player. I was disappointed with the way we played. No, concentrate on what we can do to be better. We've got to be better. If we're going to play against top 6 we've lost already in the UEFA Super Cup to Chelsea. We've now just drawn to Arsenal. We seriously need to start upping our game and playing a lot better against the bigger clubs. So now for probably the exciting part of this video, or especially the exciting part of this episode. Yes, you guys love gameplay. We've got Burnley up next, which is going to be our simulated game in today's episode. But it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty transfers. You guys have voted over the last 3 episodes of who you'd like to bring in, what positions you think we need to improve or bring backups in for. And now it is time to do just that. You also want it realistic, and I personally think these 2 signings are realistic because I put Bruno Fernandes on the list because, first of all, he was linked with Manchester United and Liverpool this current transfer window, and we were also linked with David Neres last year and also this year. And David Neres did say if he was to move to a Premier League club, it would be Liverpool. So I think we've got some great options to look at for today's transfers. But we can remove, what we'll do is first we'll remove some players. So Matt Doherty can go. Ricardo Pereira can go. Nabil Fekir can go. Bruno Fernandes stays. Maddison stays just in case he can play. Cam, centre mid and left wing. Wow. James Maddison would cover our left wing situation and our centre mid position. But you guys did vote for Bruno Fernandes. Neves got a vote and his Bardi got a vote. Havertz did. Neres did. Timo Werner didn't, so we'll remove him. Iñaki Williams didn't, so we'll remove him. And the man we signed from Inter Milan on loan for 50k a week at Southampton in FIFA 19, Southampton career mode, Lautaro Martinez, also didn't have any votes, so we can go ahead and remove him. But up first, let's see if we can sit down with Sporting CP and bring Bruno Fernandes to Liverpool to play in the central midfield. He's currently valued at 44 million. We may have to offer between 56.4 million and 82.2 million to have a chance at this deal. Well, regardless, we'll approach to buy. The question now is, are we going to be at the restaurant, the rooftop bar, or are we going to be at the Liverpool training ground office? Let's take a look. Oh, we're at the rooftop bar. Nice to see you. Thank you for coming. Let's get started. So, Sporting CP's transfer representative is here. Or it could be the manager, but I'm going to say it's probably the representative. First of all, let's decide on what type of deal we want to pursue. Well, that's obvious. It's a straight offer transfer. So I'm thinking... Oh, that would be the wrong amount. 60 mil? 55 mil? 58 mil? 56 mil? Started off with 56 million, so that is a massive 12 million currently over his value in the current transfer market. We're prepared to offer you 56 million for Bruno Fernandes. What are we saying? Come on. Look, your offer for Fernandes is too low, but we could consider accepting 63.1. So it is Sporting CP's representative, not the manager. Let's count it. So we just offered 56. What if we go What if we go 60 million? I don't want to mess around too much because I always know I end up screwing it up and we lose the player. £60 million. 16 million over his current transfer value. We'll accept that. Oh. So, as long as we sort out the contract and can pay Bruno Fernandes what he wants, we may have our first, or our second, actually. I keep forgetting we did bring in Philip Max at left back. We may well have our first central midfielder coming in Bruno Fernandes from Sporting CP, the Portuguese man. Before we go and offer Bruno Fernandes a contract, we're now going to go in for David Neres, currently an 81 overall, which is perfect. He can play left wing, right wing, and cam, which is great. Currently valued at 21.5. We'll have to offer between 24.2 and 34.8. We should have enough easily for these two players. I think we had 107, so we just paid 60. So we should have about 47 million left. Plenty of money to sign David Neres from Ajax. Let's approach the buy. Oh, wow. Sorry, I didn't even notice that, guys. Do beg your pardon. He's got a release clause of 31.7 mil. So if this falls through, we'll just buy him for his release clause. I'm thinking we should be able to get him then for about 25, maybe 26 million. We'll approach to buy, but we will negotiate with the club. Are we going to be rooftop bar? Is it going to be having a lunch and a little tea cake? No, we're going to be, in fact, at the office at the training ground. So, first of all, decide. So he's got a buyout clause of 31 mil, so we don't want to offer that much. Let's go. Currently valued 21. Let's go 26. Yeah, that's somewhere in the middle. 26 million for David Neres. What are we saying? Got to do better than that. 37.8. He's got a release clause of 31 million. What do you mean? Propose a new one. We'll offer 28 million. I mean, you must be having a laugh. I'll just activate his release clause of 31. I'm sorry, I believe Neres is worth more than that you're offering. Well, I'll offer you 30 mil, which is closer to his release clause. And then if you don't accept that, what I'm worried about is they're going to need some time to think about it. Right, that's fine. Can we just go in and activate his release clause now? If we retract that, in fact, we may as well wait for them to come back. Or do we just retract it and then just... See, this is where it always screws me and never understand. If we retract our offer, can we then just activate his release clause? Or have we got to wait for them to come back? Let's take the risk and retract it. Okay, we've retracted it. We now can't buy him. That's a slight problem. Right, well, let's make sure we get Bruno Fernandes. Let's negotiate and get us sorted. Well, that's a bit of a worry. Have I just done it a little bit too close to the deadline day? We are at a little cafe, having a little cup of tea, little tea cake. Nice to see you both. He's currently on 21k, so that's not a huge amount. Let's offer him important, see if he'll take that. He's probably going to want a higher role, isn't he? Oh, no, he's happy to take important. Okay, that's good. 4 years. Well, we're only at Liverpool for 2 years, so sure, that works for us. We don't run a release clause, and they're going to tell me what he wants. Okay, so we'll counter, remove the bonus, edit it. We'll take this up to 70 because we got rid of the bonus. What are we saying about that? Could have put the signing bonus up to 700k. What about that? 75. Bruno Fernandes. Welcome to Liverpool. We've just signed Bruno Fernandes, the Portuguese man, and we are looking forward to playing him in our midfield role. Now, unfortunately, we can't go in for David Neres, which might be a slight problem now. Could also look at getting him in the January transfer window if this does fall through. But what we will now do is we'll go back to the central. Up next, we've got Burnley. We're going to simulate it. Then we've got the last 10 hours of the transfer window, which we'll do. And hopefully we'll be able to get David Neres before the end of that transfer window. But the team we are putting out against Burnley is the usual starting 11. We've got Sadio Mane out on the left wing. Bobby Firmino striker. Salah out on the right wing. Gino Wijnaldum linking up with Henderson in the central midfield. Fabinho a little deeper in the central defensive midfield. And then Robertson, Van Dijk, Matip and Trent at the back with Alisson between the sticks. Now, one thing I am going to do is we're certainly going to change the role. We're going to take that captain's armband off Van Dijk and give it back to Jordan Henderson. That's what we need to be doing. Hendo needs that captain's armband. Let's go ahead and simulate this game. Unfortunately, as the players warm up, it's straight away going to jump to the result. We're not going to get the opportunity to see it minute by minute, and we lose 2-1. Sorry, what? We lose to Burnley 2-1. Wood scores in the 18th, Mane scores in the 31st, and then McNeil scores late on in the second half in the 79th minute. We lose to Burnley 2-1. That is a very disappointing result. Although I thought Arsenal's was a disappointing result, at least we got a point out of it when we travelled to Burnley. We're coming back to Liverpool with nothing. Right, and here we are back at the Central for the final time in today's episode. We've got the last 10 hours of the summer transfer window. We can see there Jordan Henderson in an interview with the News, subject being Liverpool in lukewarm form. I agree. We are certainly not in top gear right now. We're in about second or third gear. We need to start moving up the gears, getting into fourth, getting into fifth, and then eventually smashing through the Premier League and all the other competitions in sixth gear. It has to happen. I am worried. I don't think, because we're not advancing in days, we're advancing in hours. I don't think David Neres is going to be an option for us right now, unfortunately, guys. So what we'll do now is we will advance another hour. I'll check it with 1 hour to go. If that's not the case, to finish today's episode, I will try and go back in for him and activate his release clause. Yeah, not going to happen, guys. They wanted 37 or 38 million. His release clause was 31, so I was never, ever going to pay over his release clause. I may as well just activate it. But unfortunately, we do close the summer transfer window in the month of August. And unfortunately, we haven't signed David Neres. So what I'm going to do now is go over and look at the emails we have. I'm going to do some player development. I'm going to advance in a little bit of time. And then we're going to try and sign David Neres at the end of today's episode to bring him in January, which isn't too bad. We've got September, October, November, December, January. It's only 4 or 5 months until he will be joining the club anyway. But I'll get all the boring stuff done off camera, guys, and then we'll look at bringing David Neres to Liverpool. Well, in respect to the games in today's episode, it hasn't been too exciting. A 2-0 victory over Southampton. Great start to today's episode. A 1-1 draw to Arsenal. Thought we could have done a lot better. And then a horrible, horrible 2-1 loss, a 2-1 defeat to Burnley. It shouldn't be happening. But we have brought Bruno Fernandes to Liverpool. And now advancing a little bit of time, we can also bring David Neres. No messing around this time. We're going to pay his 31.7 release clause, or 31.7 million release clause. Let's activate it. No messing around this time round. We're going to negotiate a contract with him. Unfortunately, he's not going to be at the team until January, but still, we'll still have him then for a year and a half before we retire from Liverpool. Most importantly, we've got Ryan Kent to play out on that left-wing position for now. Here is David Neres at the Liverpool Academy office. Current wage of 23.5, so he's going to be a... Can we offer rotated player? Don't walk out. He's happy with a rotated player. Okay, that's great. 5 years, that's perfect. It looks like he's willing to come to Liverpool. He understands he's not going to be the number one. He wants to be here long term for 5 years. He doesn't want a release clause. This is going perfect. Are you going to tell me money wise? Wow, he wants an incredible amount of money. 74k. What did we just get Bruno Fernandes for? He was an 84 overall rated. He's wanting to jump from a 23.5 to a £74,000 wage a week. That's absolutely unbelievable. It's like a £50,000 wage increase per week. But you know what? We'll submit that. He's probably going to want a little bit more. Let's see what happens here. It's not quite what his client was hoping for, but he's eager to join the club. I did feel, you know what, guys? I did say, and I felt like David Neres felt like he wanted to come to Liverpool. So we do end today's episode on a high. We've brought Bruno Fernandes in, who will probably feature in the next episode. We've got David Neres coming in January. So 2 very exciting players coming in. One this transfer window and one the next transfer window. And in the next episode, we've got Newcastle at home, which will definitely be getting simulated. Our first game in the Champions League in the group stage against PSG. And then we got Chelsea in the Premier League. We certainly have to play the Chelsea and PSG game. Certainly the Chelsea game, most importantly. We got absolutely battered because of N'Golo Kante in the UEFA Super Cup, and we did lose it. We have to bounce back and do something against Chelsea. It will be very exciting to see the result in the next episode. 3 big games, Newcastle, PSG and Chelsea. Not easy games to be playing, but I am looking forward to it. But that is going to do it for today's episode, guys. And if you have enjoyed it, please do give it a big thumbs up for me. Don't forget to drop your comments down below if you're new around here. Click that subscribe button. Don't forget to share this with your friends and family. And I've been MassiveBrad. Peace out.